Southern Vangard Radio. This is DJ John Doe, and to the left of me is my man.
Oh, yeah. Look, I came here for you. If you want me to keep going, we can keep going. Do you want to keep this going?
Boo! No.
Thank you. It's been love. My name is Eddie Meeks. I'm out of here. Homie, what's up, man?
Poor little Drake.
Oh,
poor little Drake. Oh, man.
Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey.
It's
what
so
happened?
humbling.
What?
It's so humbling. Dude, for every dim spot I had today during my day, I had that audio playing in the back of my head, and I would just smile from out of nowhere.
I'm gonna have a smile on my face when I'm sleeping tonight.
I'm telling you, man.
Just because of that alone.
I'm telling you, it's life changing. Hey, somebody check on Aubrey, man. Somebody check on Drake.
Drake's on suicide watch.
We just watched video footage of him getting booed off stage. I never thought I'd see the day. Check on your mans.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Well, welcome to Southern Vangard Radio, y'all.
Yes.
How you doing, Meeks?
Hey, homie, what's good?
I'm good. Like I told you, I was shooting shotguns today.
Yeah, you had an awesome day today.
I did, and it capped off with the Drake news.
There it is. That's worth a shotgun blast right there.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is, man.
That's good shit. You was over there in the SWATs.
I was in the SWATs.
Shooting shotguns.
And 747s flying overhead. It was a pretty odd day.
Gotta love it, man.
It was pretty fly, though. I can't complain. I'm tired as fuck, but you know.
That's what's up.
We got to get this shit in right here. What about you, dude?
Man, just, I don't know, man. Nice, quiet, peaceful, relaxing weekend. Not a whole lot going on, and got back to the grind today, so it was cool.
All right, you didn't have to hurt nobody at work today, did you?
No, I had to hurt nobody, man.
Okay,
it's getting to the point where, I'm giving everybody a pass. You know, we coming up.
Why is that?
We coming up on the end of the year, man. I just got to get to these vacation days. That's all. I just got to get to that.
You're tired.
I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done. Got that blast of winter weather coming through this motherfucker.
Oh, it's gonna be brick tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be quite like Chi-Town or nothing like that over the Midwest, because they call hell. Yeah, they call hell, but it's coming. It's coming this way.
It's
coming this way.
That's wild.
So we just getting ready, man.
Yeah, man.
Getting ready.
All right, let's get down to business.
Let's do it.
Just before that, if this is the first time you're listening, welcome.
Welcome to
you all. This is Southern Vangard Radio. We drop twice a week. Tuesdays is a mix show. All the latest and greatest hip-hop cut up by yours truly. Me and my homie Meeks over here drinking bourbon and beer and just wilding and having a grand old time.
Yeah.
And then on Thursdays, we have an interview session with an MC or DJ or A&R person, some behind-the-scenes creative within the sphere of hip-hop that we fuck with. So make sure you tune in on basically any major any podcast platform that you can subscribe to.
No doubt.
That'd be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. You can catch it on SoundCloud. You can catch it on Mixcloud.
Mm-hmm.
You can also catch it on YouTube. Just look for Southern Vangard, lead you out of Vanguard. And then we have some affiliates as well, Meeks, that help spread the good word.
No doubt. ATLHipHop.com. I am ClassicRawRadio.net. Return of the BoomBap, WRBB. X Squad Radio, X Squad affiliates, all those in Atlanta, and we venture out to the West Coast with Soul Public Radio.
Yeah.
Cali.
Subscribe, share, like, follow, all that good shit.
No doubt.
I think you should introduce this gentleman.
Man, look.
Or should I? What should we? Maybe you should handle this.
Well, I can handle it because I was messing his name up for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be all phonetic and shit, you know what I'm saying? But then I forget what night we was in here. It was like, that's Ankh at the first part. I was like, so that's not Ankhlejohn. You dumbass. That's Ankhlejohn, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, gods and earths.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We bring to you tonight on Southern Vangard Radio, Big Lordy, Nasty. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Uncle John. Uncle John, what's happening, brother?
Man, thank you for that, though, man. You know what I mean? Because I still struggle with that. You know what I'm saying? Every day, it's Ankhlejohn. Like, nah, man, it's Ankh. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for doing the knowledge to that,
man,
though.
Right in the front of that joint. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we see so much name-wise, we see some crazy shit on these records, man, that come out. So I'm just, it's a brother out there I had to apologize to last month. What was his name?
Man. Who was it?
His shit was Uncle, but his shit was right, but he had TM after his shit. So I'm on the shit like Uncle Tom, which is the foulest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Turns out it's Uncle Tim. You know what I'm saying? So, we're a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? You just got to hang in there with us, man.
Yeah, I got you.
But we glad to have you tonight, man. We've been playing the music for years, yo. And I know why now. You done released like 8 projects since last year. What's up with you?
Yeah, man, I mean, shit, man, just doing my job, my passion, just taking in the times that we living in, and, utilizing the technology that we got, like it's not really a hard process these days, I've invested into myself to where as though I could create music at any point, at any time I want to, So that's just what I do. Like just continuously just making music. Like that's what I signed up for. That's what I've been doing for all this time. Just delivering content. Content is key. So that's where that coming at. You feel me?
Yeah. Do you come from a time, a point and place in your life or in your career of supplying content where you had to rent studio time and you come from that. We come from that era too, and our savior was the Roland VS 1680.
Yeah, man.
That's what got us out of that lifestyle. When did you make full investment of yourself?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I mean, I went through that whole process. Starting off like in the beginning of my my earlier recording days, man. I went through the same processes probably everybody, starting off young, doing talent shows and all types of shit, And a lot of things, I want money for back then, even as a youngin', like 16, 17 years old, just doing shit. And the money that I would get, whether it be like a $500 prize, like, and I was a first place nigga too, though, like, first place type guy. I wasn't really playing no type of games, And it was through different things too. It wasn't always necessarily just music. I was definitely into like spoken word at one point, like, more on the positive side and more on the artistic side of things and that nature. And that brought a lot of different opportunities for me. So I take that money, And I remember, getting my first studio, But before then, it was definitely going through these different studios. And that was the point where I like decided, maybe I should invest in myself, because it just got too tiring.
Yeah.
Bouncing through studio to studio, dealing with different engineers, having to be on their time. And, at that point I realized that I could, cut out the middleman and invest the money and the time to learn it. And
Absolutely.
From there it was like, I kept so much money in my pockets and I could, spend money on other shit that I needed, So
sure.
That was probably the most important thing. And that's one thing that I give advice to all artists. It's like, learn the craft, learn different skills. And And it'll definitely help out in the long run.
That's real right there. Okay.
Hey, John, did you have one specific event that kind of pushed you over the edge to invest on the recording side of things? And the reason I asked that is because Meeks and I had a specific event in our life. Now we're old, John. So like, you're talking about some 40 plus guys, right? We're some older dudes. So we were in a studio that was all ADATs, right, Meeks?
It was ADAT.
Yeah. All ADATs.
Yep.
And we had one session where the engineer was just being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just being a jackass, a total douche.
Yeah.
And we walked out that night. We said, we're not giving that
That's
motherfucker one more penny from
it.
here on out, and we figured that shit out. Did you have a moment like that, or was it kind of more gradual?
Yeah, it was more gradual. It was a little bit of both. I think it was gradually a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, and also it was a thing with, you know, with like me personally, like I'm a very hands-on guy when it comes to all forms of the art. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit of both. Like I started to learn. I started to gain like the engineer and producer ear at a very early stage. You know what I mean? Like I would go to different studios and, you know, record my thing. And I was, you know, man, this is at the time, man, I'm like knocking 4 or 5 jumps out in like an hour. You know what I mean? Having everything, just having, you know, being prepared, you know, and I let the engineer do their thing. And as they doing it, man, I'm learning. I'm sitting there watching the computer. It wasn't just me being a rapper. You know, I was being a student. So I began to gain a love and a passion for it before I even got hands-on with it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do that. I wanted to hear what the engineer was hearing. You know what I mean? I wanted to learn, you know, when he do the EQing and the compression, what is it that you're hearing that's going to make me sound nice? And then it became to a thing where it was like, man, damn, like, shit, I want my records to sound like what I hear on the radio. You know what I mean? My favorite rappers. You know, I started to compare myself to, you know, more quality, you know what I mean? And I still take that concept today, you know what I mean? Like when I deal with marketing or whatever the case may be, I think to myself, you know, who's the biggest brand in the world? You know what I mean? I think of like Apple and all of these top brands. And it's like, yo, if I want to market myself and gain the people attention, I need to follow in the footsteps of quality. So that's where it came from, man. Like learning different engineers and why this studio costs more than the next man's studio. You know what I mean? Right. It was like the value and the quality of things was getting more up, and I needed to learn it so I could learn it for myself and become a service to other people. So it was like a natural thing, but gradually, like, yeah, a little fuck shit was happening here and there, boom, boom, boom. And, my business mind and my my investment started to kick in. I'm like, fuck it, I would just come out of pocket and pay for it, man. He did.
I ain't mad at you, man. Bro. Yeah. Because look at you now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that probably was, I don't know, maybe might have been a little bit of struggle there, like trying to justify doing it, but look at where you are now. So that shit paid off. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, for sure.
John, you seem like you're pretty well versed in a number of arts. Like when we were kind of digging in a little bit, you know, doing research for the interview tonight, I noticed, you know, you're super hands-on when it comes to film, and you've directed some videos. You know, you're just talking about marketing and kind of, you know, doing more than just music, doing more than just being, you know, an MC or a rapper. Like, where does that come from, man?
That come from, you know, kind of like going back to like my last answer, you know, when I spoke on, you know, me wanting to follow in the footsteps of quality, you know what I mean? And that just developed a mindset, all around mindset, you know what I mean? Like my favorite rappers are all businessmen. You know what I'm saying? All hands-on. And I also look at the importance of the people behind the scene. And it was like, bro, like, you know, my thing was like, you know, when I was creating with people, whether I was like in a group or, you know, rapping with somebody, whatever the case may be, I always just felt the idea of having everything in-house just made so much sense to me.
Gotcha.
You know, I was just literally, I'm doing an interview now, but before I got on this call, I was just watching the interview. I was watching the SD Knight interview, and he mentioned a quote that was really important to me. He was like, yo, one finger, a fist is better than one finger. You know what I'm saying? Like a fist is better than a finger. And I always like thought that to myself, you know what I mean? Like it's all better if we all could put our resources together and just learn this shit, you know what I mean? And time after time, I think I was like the only one really on that page. So I had to learn it, man. You know what I mean? Like I had to learn this shit, man. I just felt like it was just a smarter way. You know what I'm saying? The more, because my whole thing is like, yo, nobody can create something better than I already imagine it. Nobody can make me sound better than I already want to sound type shit. You know what I mean? It was like, now just the steps of me learning how to, how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, bro, and then, like I said, utilizing the technology too. So shit, everything, yo, I'm a student of YouTube University. You know what I mean? Like, that's my school. You know, I sit on YouTube, I watch the tutorials, how to mix, how to chop up footage, you know, and that's literally all it is, man. You know what I mean? It's literally just taking the time out and figuring out how to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's 2000, about to be 2020. You know what I mean? Like, we really have the resources to really tap in.
There,
so
man.
My favorite artists, Jay-Z, everybody. Like, I started rapping like from them G-Unit Dipset days. I'm 26, so you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like the 90s or anything that inspired me. It was, you know, more my time frame. And, you know, these were all entrepreneurs, Rockefeller, G-Unit, whoever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like, you know, everything had their logo on it. Like, it was them type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to follow the same footsteps. You did?
Yeah, but did you have somebody like growing up that was like an influence on you in that way? Like mother or father or brother or uncle or friend? Or this is just, wow.
No, not at all. Not at all. Just me, man. I figured out I wanted to do it, and I just had to do it. No influence. You know what I mean? Like, I do have family members that, you know, maybe dabbled in music a little bit, but I'm the first one to like really go full fledged with it. You know, so it wasn't no experience, man. Like no outside source that made me want to do it. It was all me, Lord.
We got in the notes that you were heavily influenced by 50, and I heard you mention that just now. Going through you said your favorite rappers are also businessmen. What was it about 50 though? And it's like you don't necessarily follow that. What is it? His path, like step for step. I'm sure it's certain things that drew you into that. Because you make the music that you make, and 50 does what he does. But what was it initially that kind of drew you in?
I think it was the attitude. It was just the, you know, him coming into the game, and man, that was it was powerful, man. I remember it like it was yesterday, man. Just me being a kid. And I forgot how old I was, maybe 12, 13, 11, 12, or whatever the case may be. And it was like, man, like I'm coming from watching like Disney Channel and shit, you know what I'm saying? Straight to BET, you know what I mean? Like,
Got
you feel me? Like, that was like the transition, man. Went from like doing regular kid shit to like
50.
Me being thrown into this whirlpool of like music videos and shit. And I remember like the first video, I think it was like Wanksta scene or some shit like that. Like, you know that Jeanette, you say you were Wanksta.
Yeah.
Now, when I seen that for the first time, that's when my life changed. Everything changed. Everything was changed. I'm talking about from my lifestyle to my attitude. I wanted to be a little badder. I wanted to be like 50 Cent. That was my role model.
Wow.
Not gonna lie.
That
the
is.
rapper at the time, the most gangster looking rapper at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be that. You feel me? Like, he represented what it was to be a successful black man from the streets. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like, from everything changed. I wanted to get strong. I wanted to be everything. Like 50, I wish my mom, like, I could tell my mom would tell you, anybody would tell you, like, I was a heavy 50 fit. Like, I done made 50 rich. Talk about clothes, all types of stuff, the merch, everything. I had to be like that, you know what I mean?
That's
so it
what's
started
up.
from that, man, you know what I mean? Like, his attitude and his sense of entrepreneurship. Like, I remember him saying, like, having a big Hummer or like G-Unit rims or G-Unit stuff. Like, it was the merch. Everything just made sense, bro. Like, it was like, nah, if you want to be a rapper, that's what you should be like.
No doubt.
It started from that, bro. And then you know, many other rappers became my influence. I ain't have like a heavy father figure in my influence. So hip-hop became like my father figure. You know what I mean? So, it started from that. But yeah, then from there, man, my mom taking me out to go buy mixtapes and shit like that, and I'm buying all types of mixtapes, and boom, we out from there, man. You did?
What was your mixtape spot in DC growing up, John?
Can't remember all the names, but I remember like the DJs. Like during that time, like 50 was dealing with like DJ Who Cared a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like DJ Enough, like a lot of like New York inspired DJ mixes at that time. You know what I mean? It was just plethora of mixtapes just all over. Like, and then from that point, I got hip to it, and that's where it started. That's why I started to dig. You know what I mean? Because from 50, I'm going to get all the East Coast from Terror Squad to Jada and Styles and all them, and Dipset and all that shit. And it just became like, you know, a whirlpool of just digging, man, trying to find the next shit, you know, and I was heavy on it. And I miss those times, man. I really miss, you know, I was thinking about that not too long ago.
Great times, yo. Great times.
That's why it's so important what we do now, like in this culture, us having these physicals and us getting back, you know, away from what's going on today, just the streaming and shit like that. I'm glad we going back to opening up that package and popping in that CD and getting that feeling again. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what made me want to rap. And I'm glad that I was able to experience that. I'm not too young to not know what that feel like. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, but that was a beautiful time, man. You know what I mean? That was a very beautiful time.
That was like the last era, right? That was like the end of an era, really. Like that set of folks and that music was like, that was right before streaming popped. Yep. And digital and everything was just fucking everywhere.
All that iPod shit and all that. Yep. That was a special time.
That's wild.
Yes, sir. And I remember when all that hit. You know what I mean? That's why I'm glad. That's why I'm able to relate, you know what I mean, with my elder people, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I wish that I could have more of the experience that y'all got, you know what I'm saying, to be able to like go out and buy a cassette. But, you know, that was past my eras. But I have a little bit of knowledge and that feeling of what it feels like to go out and purchase something, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Open up that rack and read the book, man. That shit is euphoric, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's something about it, man. And just like, you know, 50 was your catalyst, I think it's safe to say, sitting here across from my homie, I think we both can agree that Run DMC was it for us. You know what I mean? And just that time and just seeing them on TV so much and on the radio, you know, when real shit was played on the radio, we totally understand what you're talking about. There's nothing like it. You know what I mean? Nothing like it. Yep. For sure.
Yes, sir.
What got you into rapping, man? Like, why that? Like, why not? I know you produce, and you know you're multi-talented. You know, as far as you know, creating the music. But you know, I mean, MCing is where we heard you first, I believe, or rhyming. Like, why that?
Man, because I'm not to generalize or stereotype, but I'm a young black man from, you know what I mean, from the projects, man. You know what I mean? Like, that was, you know, growing up where I'm from, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate, you know, in their communities. You know, it's like two things that we look forward to. You know what I'm saying? It's like either sports or rapping.
Yep. That's what, that's the like, successful people you saw.
Say it again.
I said that was the people that was successful. That's what we saw.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That's what I seen on the TV. You know what I mean? I'm just a product of, you know, what was placed in front of me. You know what I mean? So, that's, unfortunately, that's what it is. Not unfortunately, but, you know, that was like the options that was like just given to us. I mean, we sit in front of the TV. I come home from school, like, yo, everybody just influenced. Everyone is influenced by the art, man. It's the art that moves shit. You know what I'm saying? It's either the art or the physicality of things, man. Like, we want to be like Michael Jordan. You know, we step on that basketball court, it's for a reason, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming to show you a skill that I've learned from this person, from Kobe, from Jordan. And from that point on, it's like, now I have a choice now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gain the skill. I'm on the court. I'm learning these moves day in and day out. Because I was heavy in the sports too. Not heavy, but I was into it. You know what I mean? And shit, I want to be the best. You know, that's just an example to use, but, you know, it was like that for rap. You know what I mean? Shit, I want the millions of dollars. I want to get signed. I want the chains around me. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all the cars, all the women, the money,
It could have been the drug dealers. You know what I mean? Wasn't too many like heavy drug dealers around my way, like to the point where I wanted to be like them. Like, nah, niggas wasn't getting money like that. From what I seen, they wasn't pulling up in big business. From what I seen, it was the rappers that was doing it, and the rappers may be imitating the drug dealers. So then you put two and two together, and you kind of want to be like both. You know what I mean? It's a crazy cycle, but it's the reality of things.
Yeah.
But it turned to a positive. You feel me?
Yeah. Yo, you from Southeast DC, right?
Yes, sir.
Yo, that wasn't where the Hustlers was at in DC. I ain't trying to glorify it or nothing like that, but I've heard some things over the years.
Yeah, so I mean, if you like break it down to like the dynamics of like DC, like black culture or the streets or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
you know, stereotypically like Southeast is more like, if we could like, let me try to compare it to like New York. Southeast is like more Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Like more on the trenches side, more a place that you really don't really want to, maybe like the old Brooklyn, because I don't know Brooklyn like, but from the stories I hear, it kind of remind me of Southeast, you know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
The trenches, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The place that, you know, the unspoken place you don't want to go. Now, Northwest Uptown, which isn't too far from Southeast, that's where the hustlers at to get money was at, you know what I mean? The fly dudes, the fly girls, you know what I mean? That's how they want to separate it like that. Southeast more where the shootings at, you know what I mean? Where the killings at, bunch of that big wild shit.
Okay, that's what's up.
And that's stereotypically though, you know what I mean? Like, because Southeast has a lot of beautiful places too, and Northwest has like Uptown is the trenches too. So it's all you know what I mean? But you know, back in the days before my time, like that's kind of how it was.
There was a dividing line there. You know I got you. Yeah. Cool.
John, when did you realize you had something, man? Like, you know, you went through this process.
I always realized it, man.
Okay.
I always realized it, man. For real, man. I always knew I would be who I am. And I still know, you know, my place in this world, my place in this industry, my place to music. You know what I mean? It's far from ending. You know, I'm 26. I got another 50 years to go. But I always knew, though, man. Always, man. It's been a feeling in me like, yo, I'm special, man. You know what I mean? I had to make it work. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't had no choice, man. And when you're back against the wall like that, you know what I mean? You understand how life goes a little bit. You gotta make it work. But I always knew, man, I'd be a lie if I sit here and tell you, oh, I never knew. Hell nah. Because if I never knew, I wouldn't be here right now.
Exactly.
You feel me? I'd have quit a long time ago. You know what I mean? So, but I always knew though, John.
That's powerful.
Hell yeah.
It's powerful, man.
Hell yeah.
Always knew. That ain't like on no like spiritual thing. That was just like logic. That was what, you know what I mean?
It just makes sense.
Rational to me.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, yo, man, talk to us about what people need to be getting ready for on the immediate side of things. Like, okay, so eight releases later since 2018.
Yeah, you just dropped a joint a week ago,
man.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it.
Like, catch us up with the new man. Catch us up with the latest. For those that don't know.
Lordy is God.
We got, you know what I mean? I just dropped not too long ago the Lordy is God joint. That was like a spinoff, me trolling the new Kanye shit, you know what I mean? Which is really on accident. I really wasn't. So what happened was like one day I'm like on Twitter and I like see the cover art. Like this is after Kanye already dropped his album. Like it's maybe a week or days after he dropped it, and I just see the cover art one last time, man. And I'm like, yo, let me pull this up on Photoshop real quick. See how I can just play around with it, man. I played around with the color, you know, with the title, and that shit was kind of dope. You know what I mean? It was me just being funny, me trolling, but I posted it and people, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of responded to it like, oh, this is fire. So I kind of put myself in a position to have to make some music. And I ended up making a whole project around that shit on accident.
Crazy.
Oh, goddamn, really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that shit wasn't planned at all. You know what I mean? Like, that was really me trolling, you know what I mean?
Dope.
So, yeah, that was the last project, you know what I mean? And I think I introduced that project with like my website, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like leaning away the streaming and the Bandcamp shit. So I wanted to try like a website thing and test it out with that. And, you know, that was the latest, man. But other than that, right now, man, my biggest priority right now, man, not even music, to be honest, man. I'm about to be a father pretty soon. You know what I mean?
Man, congratulations, man.
You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you talking to a couple of dads over here too, man. Get your shit together, man. Get ready. Your life about to flip all the way the fuck up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
That's awesome, though, man.
You, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm at with it right now, man. I'm maybe take some time, take some time, off behind the mic or whenever I can, and really sink my feet into this fatherhood. You
got to do it, man.
Let that lead me the way to whatever art I could produce out of that. That's just something extra. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is right now, man. You know what I mean? But I do have ideas though. You know what I mean? I am, once I get myself situated and a little bit more comfortable with fatherhood, get back to the music, and I'm going full-fledged, with my team, with Sharp Records, Raheem Supreme, that's an artist. If y'all haven't checked him out yet,
we played a couple joints. Check him out. Yeah, we played a couple joints on the show, John.
For sure.
Nice. You know what I mean? That's my man right there. You know what I mean? Put in a lot of time with him. He deserved the world. You know what I mean? So I'm working with him a lot more, working with my DJ, who's also an amazing producer, DJ Mastermind. You know what I mean? I'm preparing for him to get, I want next year to be his year. He's already been having his foot in the door. Davino been working with him a lot.
Okay.
Sauce Heist, the Heist Life crew, they got a few jumps with Mastermind. So, but that's Shop Records right there. You know what I mean? Like, I got to get my man at a top tier level because he deserves it. So now I'm at a place now where, I finally got some, maybe some type of attention to my name. Now I can bring it over to the home team even more. You
That's
know what
smart.
I mean? Get them at a level either where I'm at or even beyond me. You know what I mean? So we could, come off as a unit. I'm really inspired by like Gunn and what Griselda and what they doing right now.
Okay.
Like that's an outline that I admire. You know what I mean? And
no doubt.
I kind of, man. Yeah, big up there, Griselda, man.
For sure.
I continuously learn from them on every drop they do. I learn from them. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Yo, a couple of things for you, man. We had the homie Sauce Heist live in studio here last week. Real good interview. We got in the notes, man, that the initial meeting with you guys wasn't the greatest. Might have been a little altercation or some shit. I want you to tap into that a little bit. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. But we just find shit interesting. You know what I'm saying? But I also after you touch on that a little bit, we talked about your need and your necessity to want to invest in yourself and get your own studio with Sharp Records being yours, self-run by you and all that, and you got people on the team as well. What was it that made you wanted to have your own imprint or your own label or whatever? What was the necessity in that?
Yeah, that's just always been my mindset, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, like before, man, like that quote that Nat gave me, you know what I mean? Like, shit, a fist is better than a finger. Like, that's been my mindset from day one, years ago. I've came into like rapping, like, with the group. I've never been like a heavy solo artist. You know what I'm saying? I've always been willing to, work with others. You know what I mean? It just seemed like strength was just in numbers. All my favorite rappers was in groups. And so it just really made sense. You know what I mean? Like, shit, if we could all step in and build on some fly shit, like it just gained more attention. It's just more fire, man. Just in one nigga, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
That's what I've always been at. But every time, I never was like I never had my own. I was always a part of something, and I always, I'm not saying like it just never worked out or I just got slapped in my face or some shit, man. You know what I mean? Like niggas really wasn't saying. Hold on, pardon me. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I ain't calling me real quick, man. On that. Yeah. I just, you know what I mean? Like shit, man. Like I said, all my favorite rappers was in groups, so I just followed the same footsteps as that. But then it became to a time where I had to boss up, start my own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give out my own visions. Like I think I'm a natural born leader. I come from a family of like leadership. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
I think I had a lot of qualities that I could help somebody else out, man. You know what I mean? I think I've been doing a pretty good job with it. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, like, so that's where that came from in that, and before Sharp Records, I was in the group, and, one of the members of the group, he passed away. So, starting Sharp Records was kind of like a ode to him. You know what I mean? And, from there, shit, people know what Shock Records is now. You know what I mean? That's always been my goal. So that's letting me know that I'm doing something right. You know what I mean?
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah.
The Sauce Heist thing, though, that's my man, though. You know, I don't know. I ain't gonna get into it too deep. That's my man, though. But it definitely did. It wasn't sweet when it started off, though. You know what I mean? Like shout out my man Camouflage Monk. My man Camouflage Monk. Like
shout out to Monk.
He squashed that for us. You know what I mean? But it was some petty stuff, like some Twitter shit. You know what I mean? You know how that shit go these days. That's why I'm kind of like relaxing on the Twitter shit. I don't really tweet no more.
Yeah, that shit wild.
My name, you know what I'm saying? And we tweet some funny shit, but I keep it at that. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Twitter shit can really fuck up some shit, but, you know, me meeting him in the physical, you know, saying he's a will, you know what I mean? Like, he's a man about his, and I'm a man about mine. And we was able to talk, and, you know, we squashed that shit. He's good money now.
Yeah, Sauce probably wasn't vegan then. I bet that's what it was.
He chilled out because he's vegan.
He chilled the fuck out. Yeah, that's what that was. All good.
For real, man. That's my nigga.
Yeah, he was real cool, man. We like I said, real good brother. He was in here with us last weekend live in the flesh. You know what I mean? So we had a good time. Talked to him and got some exclusives and stuff like that. So it was real cool.
Shoot, he played us some new shit too that we couldn't.
Man.
God damn,
can't
man.
wait to play
this new shit he's got dropping in 2020 is going to be serious, man.
No doubt.
Nuts.
Nice.
Yo,
shout out to my man Vinyl Villain too. I think that was like one of the first times I really tuned into y'all station. I'm like, these brothers are really, you know, they know what they doing. They know how to handle an interview. You know what I mean? Ask thorough questions. You know what I mean? But that was like the first time, like when we dropped our project. A Cold World earlier this year, you know what I mean? Like that was like the first, like that was a real big thing for him, and that was a very solid interview. So I appreciate y'all about that too, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, big up Vinyl Villain. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask you about that. That's kind of how we ended up connecting, and you know, I think all of us, you know, kind of have, you know, mutual acquaintances. You know, we go way back with Jay Cyanide, and you know, I've done a lot of work.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work with Kev Brown and. You know, I think we all kind of, you know, have some mutual acquaintances. It's just a matter of connecting the dots. But
nice.
Yeah. So John, you kind of have like an extended crew. Like it's not really formal, but like Sauce, and you do a lot of work with Al Divino. Like how'd that camaraderie form with, you know, those couple of folks you seem to kind of like, you know, vibe with regularly?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was just, you know, real niggas recognize real niggas. You know what I mean? Like, we link up. Like, and, you know, I ain't no social media type dude. You know what I mean? I might have a presence on there, but, you know, I be in the physical, though. You know what I mean? I like linking up. And it just so happened that those dudes, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to travel up there a lot of times. You know what I mean? Like, in the tri-state area, New York area. And from there, you know what I mean? That's where majority of these cats is from, man. You know, eventually I'm gonna run into you, you know what I mean? And we gonna vibe from there. We gotta see what that energy really off of a record or off of line, you know what I'm saying? Like we really gotta test that energy out, you know, not in necessarily a bad way, but you know, in good ways too. And through that, man, you know, it's no different than meeting someone or forming a good relationship while you at work. You know what I mean? Like you might be next to a cubicle beside somebody you haven't known for a minute, or y'all, you know what I mean? Just because y'all in the same workspace doesn't mean y'all necessarily connect until one day y'all just end up at a bar somehow and y'all talking and you figure out, man, we just alike for real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the exact same thing. As most of these brothers are alike. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Sauce, you know what I mean? Like, alike, man. You feel me? Like it ain't start off the best, but you know, at a certain time, you know, like man, Sauce was really close. You know what I'm saying? Still is. You know, Divino, really close. These are people I consider like family now. You know what I mean? It's beyond like rap shit. You know what I mean? When I don't have to make a song with these guys at another day, but they still, I got their back on real life shit. You know what I mean? We could call, we talk about family. You know what I mean? Talk about whatever the case may be, real life situations.
Word.
And that's just what it got into now. You know what I mean? Like, shit, man. You know, we all learn from each other. We all build from each other. You know what I mean? We all come from the same culture. You know what I mean? Like, So it just, it just happened, man. Like we formed like the fucking Avengers and shit. You dig?
No doubt.
Oh, it's dangerous. It's definitely dangerous when y'all are connecting like that. I mean, it's a problem for sure.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And even Saul, you know what I mean? Like with the whole our little ad lib we do. I got that from Sauce, you know what I mean? From Sauce
he told us. Yeah, he told us that's y'all shit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got that from them. You feel me? So
that's dope.
That's what's up.
And you know what I mean? I don't know where they got it from, Rizzo, whoever they got it from. I don't know, but I know I got that from them. Yeah, we came like the three amigos, and we all do that shit, man.
That's what's up. There it is.
Man, John, I got to tell you, man, I think the joint that rang off for me, man, because I had been hearing about you for some time and actually looked back to when we played this joint. But man, that fucking Rayful Edmond.
Oh yeah,
God
and
damn!
See, that go back to me asking about the hustlers in DC and all that, because Rayful was one of them dudes.
Look, John, I got to tell you, man, I remember the night we played that shit. I actually, you remember that night, Meeks?
I do.
Dude, we about tore this goddamn studio up, John. I'm telling you, man. I mean, that motherfucker right there.
Yeah, man.
Oh my, like. I know you have been bubbling, but that whatever, and then you had the video for that shit too. Oh shit, it's wild. I looked it up actually. That was episode 137 from 2017. That's
crazy.
That was 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
2 years ago now, almost. It's wild.
That's
man.
Crazy.
Honestly, John, I think I ripped that shit off YouTube because I didn't have a proper MP3. So I love the joint so much.
From the video, right?
Yeah, from the video.
Hey, we get it. We get it how we can get it. We get it how we can get it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. That was my first. That was like my first. I think that was my first beat that I've gotten from like a high caliber of a producer, like Camo Monk.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like actually, man, like, you know what I mean? Like Camo was like a very important figure, like in my early stage, like around that Rayful Edmond time. That song was on my first album, The Red Room.
Right.
And I just remember that was during a time where I wasn't really on the scene. I was literally making my way to the scene. Like that's the first time that, Fuck Rap, the label over in Germany, that's the first time, they picked me up. They heard about me. But they heard about me because maybe of a video that I did. This was the video. What happened was, this was around the time where I maybe just started to get hip to Griselda, or whatever the case may be. And this is during a time where I'm still ripping beats off of YouTube, or I'm still taking niggas' beats or looping niggas' beats and shit like that. I didn't have a set of firm producers yet.
Right.
So what I did was I ended up looping a Griselda joint, and I forgot which song it was, but I know Camo produced it. Gunn and Conway was on it. I ripped the beat, I looped it. I rap on a joint, and I shoot a video for it. I shoot the video, fire video. I don't know if it's still on YouTube no more. I probably got it on private now, but I shot the video for it, and I think I sent it to Camouflage Monk. Now I don't know him at this time. He's hot. This is when Camo was hot. He's still Griselda doing this thing. He hot. I sent it to him. He fucking with it. And I sent him like this long message, like, bro, like my apologies for like, taking your beat or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? He gave me the most realest answer ever, you know what I mean? Like, bro, fuck all that, bro. Do what you gotta do, you know what I mean?
No
Very
doubt.
humbling of him. You know
that sounds like Camo.
Hell yeah.
And from that point on, it's been on. You know what I mean? Like, it was on after that. It was pretty on after that. Then he ended up double backing and sending me a pack or sending me that Rayful Edmond beat. And from that point on, it was on. I swear to God. From Rayful Edmond, it was on.
That's awesome, dude.
We played
That's
that.
exactly how it went.
We played
and
that
then from
joint.
there, it went to like Original Man. I got the beat from like Big Ghost, and it was on after that, Lord. Oh yeah, I'm out.
Oh yeah, that Red Room shit. I mean, that Red Room shit was, that's definitely what that put your shit on a different level for sure. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. It's what made me pay attention. But Man, that Rayful Edmond, it's like a goddamn bomb dropped in that studio when we dropped that shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And shit, you talking about being a student of YouTube and snatching stuff up off of YouTube and making a connection with Camo Monk and all that. Tell me about this beat tape you just dropped. All your production? Lost Tribe of Shabazz?
Yeah, that's all me. That's
Talk
all
about
me.
it, man. How you get to the point where you putting beat tapes out now?
Yeah, so man, I've always, you know what I mean? Like, this is just a part of the journey, man. I've always knew that I would end up producing, you know what I mean? Like, that was like the final step. Everything else I had learned. I learned how to record, mix and master myself. I learned how to shoot a video, how to edit footage. So the last thing to complete the trifecta was to learn how to produce. And I'm not like no old herb-ass, selfish-ass nigga that just, I got to do everything by myself. But it's like, yo, at some point, man, like, I get bored. I get bored with shit. I got to learn something new, you know what I mean? And producing was the last thing. Once I figured out how to produce my own sound, it was like, yo, like, it's really up from here, you know what I mean? So I always had that mindset. People was always looking forward me to produce. People like my beat selections. I know how to choose beats. You know what I mean? So it was just a matter of time of me, you know, figuring it out. So with that shit, that's kind of like been like my project throughout this whole year. From like the beginning of January, it's like, all right, this year, 2019, we gonna figure out how to produce a record. You know what I mean? How to make some beats. And I did it, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I learned it. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't take too much time. Ain't take too much this or that. I just figured that shit out. You know what I mean? A few people taught me how to finesse certain tricks. You know what I'm saying? And I put it together. So right now, as far as streaming right now, like on the platforms, Apple Music and Tidal and all that shit, I only have 2 projects out right now. A lot of people confused, like, yo, what the rest of my albums, you know what I mean? Very good albums. Vangard, Red Room, Cold World, all that shit is gone. You know what I mean? The only 2 albums that I have up right now are albums that are fully me. You know what I mean? I'm taking pride in that. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to continue to put out more production by myself until I'm ready to put those other projects back up, you know what I mean? But right now, I'm really focused on in-house things right now, you know what I mean? I'm really focused on having 100% creative control of what I'm doing right now, you know what I mean? From Reign Supreme to Lost Tribe to Dash, you know what I mean? I did a beat tape. I think the beat tape that you're talking about is I did a project called 7 Seas, and that was like 7 or 8 tracks. I took it down, you know, it didn't stay up for long. Okay. You know what I mean? But that was the official beat tape, like with no vocals on there, you know what I mean? Like, so that was pretty bold of me, but you know, I got it out there and people liked it, you know what I mean? Nice. But the rest of my project, Lost Tribe Shabazz, that's all me. Reign Supreme, all produced by me, you know what I mean? And boom, man. Hell yeah. Now, I don't know, like, I'm at a point where I can do another album, but I just had to do it, though. You know, whether it may be 1 album or 2 albums, as long as I did it, you know what I mean, I'm very content with that. So now I might be going back to working with other producers now. I just had to get that out of my system first, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, real quick, before you get that out your system, what's your range? You sample heavy? You got some...
yeah, sample.
Okay, you got some sample... Right, you got some sample free shit? Or...
No, I don't have anything sample free right now. Everything I've done has been sample based.
Okay, and what's your weapon of choice as far as production wise?
I'm real simple, man. You know what I mean? Like I sit on my computer, like right over my computer, man. You know what I mean? I don't have like any external like equipment. I do have the SP, but I let my producer, my DJ use that. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm straight off the MacBook, straight off of YouTube, finding samples online and just, you know what I mean, chopping it. And I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I'm not like, you know, producing isn't my number one forte, you know what I mean? So I probably won't go the extra mile to, you know what I mean, like establishing myself with a lot of secret weapons, anything like that. Like right now I'm content with finding me a sample, throwing that motherfucker into the goddamn joint, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Cutting the slice on, you know what I mean? Slicing whatever I like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Looping that up, add some drums behind it, and boom, very simple. There we go. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't have to, like, load up samples into a machine. I ain't have to do all of that, you know what I mean, with none of my projects. But I want to get into that. Yeah, soon I would love to get into it, you know what I mean. But right now it's a very simple process for me, right? And I'm blessed, you know what I mean, because I could be able to. It's utilizing technology once again, you know what I mean. Here we go. We just utilizing technology.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it's going down right now. So you right in the game with everybody else, man. Side note, hey homie, did Jay Sinai hit you up about his MacBook? He got some problems.
I think he did, and I forgot to reply to his text.
Yeah, he probably hates your fucking guts right now.
You need to call that man.
You can call that man.
Jay Sinai, man, from the area, man. That's a good dude. I think I probably dealt with him briefly only a few times, but he always salute me. You know what I mean? Like he's a very good dude. You know what I mean? Like
y'all need to do some work.
Y'all need to do some work, man.
That's our brother. I'm telling you, man. That cat. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this. That cat and his ex-wife used to manage us. You know what I'm saying? And this was before he got anywhere near doing music, you know what I mean? So it's just like that's our real true blood brother, you know what I'm saying? So
he used to like manage artists?
Yeah. He used to he used to fuck with us pretty heavy, man. And then, you know, fucking with us as a result of fucking with us, he got the bug on this rap shit. So he jumped off. He was like, yo, I'm gonna drop y'all motherfuckers and I'm gonna go do my own shit. But you know what I'm saying? But nah, that's our brother, man. If y'all get a chance to build and do some work, y'all should do that shit. That shit'll be fire.
True indeed. You're right. Actually, I had a few opportunities to do that. You know what I mean? It just never worked out on my behalf yet. And you know what I mean?
It's timing. It's all timing.
Like I think we just got to sit down and like lock in. But I like his music. I definitely listen to his music. You know what I mean? Like he good money with me. You know what I mean? Like he seemed like I probably could learn a lot from him. You know what I mean? So
it's just a matter of time, man. It's just a matter of time. He right now he got his slang working something proper right now. He told me he's selling records like Master P was back. Nah, I'm bullshit. But he on his grind. He stay on his grind, man. It's a good dude. Shouts out to Jay Sinai for real.
Word.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Yo, John, so what do you want to leave the people with, man? Like, we talked about a lot of things, but, you know, we're getting ready to wrap this thing up. Like, anything you want to get off your chest or anything you want to say or direct people where to go to support you or, like, what's...
Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what I definitely want to lead the people off with is, you know, man, just, you know, for one, you know, thank you. Thank everyone, you know, anyone who supported me. You know, I call all my supporters the Lordies. You know, so all my Lordies, man, you know what I mean? Thank people for supporting me so far, man. You know what I mean? Like, this year has been a very interesting year for me. You know what I mean? A lot of ups and downs. You know what I mean? So just be patient with me. You know what I mean? And I hope people, you know, definitely could, you know, stick through the patience, you know, with me, you know, in this new journey of life of mine. Me about to have a child, you know what I mean? I'm about to have a little boy, man. And this is the best thing in my life, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you know, it's a lot of people like Unc, a lot of people that don't like Unc, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little trailblazer, man, you know what I mean? I do my thing, you know what I mean? I'm from D.C., you know, so my reality is a little different from a lot of people, you know what I mean? But I'm here to stay, man. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And, you know, it is what it is, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of content that's going to come out, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, I got visions, man. I got hella visions, you know, and I'm going to get them off. I'm going to get them off regardless. You know what I mean? I also want to, you know, big up to the OGs too. You know what I'm saying? Those who came before us, those who came, you know, who laid this foundation and this platform for a young cat like me to be able to follow my passion and follow my dream. You know what I'm saying? I think I maybe rubbed a lot of like elder people off, maybe like during the time of maybe earlier this year or like last year, you know what I mean? Because I'm in a demographic where it's not too youthful. You know what I mean? Like when you're dealing with like classic hip hop, you know what I mean, or the BoomBap style, you know what I mean? We're putting out product and the sound and the vibration, you know, that's coming from a time before me, man. You know what I mean? And that's something that I have to understand. You know what I mean? So my demographic is different. You know, I'm not dealing with too many kids. I'm dealing with adults. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
real.
Adults who could teach me something. You know what I mean?
That's
Who's 30
real.
plus, 40 plus. You know what I mean? And we on platforms now where, you know, a lot of our consciousness are, you know, are freely just letting, you know, being let out via social media and Twitter and a lot of those things. And it frustrates me. You know what I mean? So I might have lashed out or, you know, maybe disturbed some people. And, you know, my attitude is changing. You know, I'm growing, you know what I mean? And I just want to let everybody know I got love for my OGs, man. You know what I mean? A lot of, you know, even beyond the corny shit, you know what I mean? But I definitely got love for my OGs. And, you know, I just wanted to, you know, give them their respect, man, give them their flowers. And that comes from everybody, from the OG producers, Alchemist, Madlib, everybody, you know what I mean? To the OG rappers, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, man. You know what I mean? I got my respect. You feel me? So that's coming from Unc right there. You feel me? Because at some point, the youth coming up behind me and they gonna look at me towards the same thing. Oh, he old, this old. You know what I mean? I never want that, man. 'Cause it's the youth. It's the youth that moves all of this, man. Without the youth, we have nothing.
Right.
For real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I just wanted to get that out of there. You dig?
Okay.
I'm glad you said that, man, because you know, I really feel like there's a demographic or whatever word you want to use that is literally at a disadvantage because the only thing they know is, like you mentioned, social media.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, this is like, you know, it's not uncharted territory now, but, you know, it was 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So as people are growing that have, you know, and learning as people are trying to adjust to this world we live in now, like a lot of people are still trying to figure shit out, man. So I really appreciate you saying that, man, because I got to be honest with you. I see a lot of people and some younger folks here lately doing a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like on social media or just, you know, having an approach that I think long term could be detrimental to them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're taking a step back and like, you know,
seeing it for what it is.
Exactly.
Because it's real strong for you to know your demographic. Know that you not catering to kids. You catering to old curmudgeons like me and this motherfucker you talking to on the mic, like for real. And I don't even think we really even sat back and looked at the fact that, do you realize that we come in here every week and bug out on motherfuckers that's half our age?
Right.
But they do the music the right way, what we consider to be the right way. It's only one way to do this shit. This shit was perfected in the 80s. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And the fact that you say you 26?
Yes, sir.
Yo, man.
That's wild.
That's a fucking blessing. I'm honored and blessed to know you. I can't wait to meet you because I'm gonna meet you. But it's been an awesome pleasure to talk to you tonight, man. Fucking 26, man. I can't even remember when I was 26. God damn it, it seemed like
I can't either.
long ago. But this shit is fucking dope, man. And we wish you all the best, all the success, man. When your little man touch down, man, make sure you take a moment to let us know, man. That's an awesome moment right there. Especially coming from a motherfucker like me. I got 3 daughters. So I never know that feeling, you know what I mean? But you got a young man coming in here, man, into this world, man. That's big for you.
Thank you, man.
Thank
you so much. Appreciate those kind words, man. Thank you.
No
and for
doubt.
real, man. And maybe like one last thing to kind of like
go ahead.
Piggyback off that, you know what I mean? Like that, you know, and to my, like, even to like my generation, you know what I mean? The guys around my age range, man, like let's get back to being men. You know what I mean? Like, you know, even, you know, from the artists to the listeners, like, let's get back to being men. Because, you know, the social media thing is, you know, it really bothers me in the sense of like how it's changing society. It's changing our interactions. You know, I see real life relationships get broken from it. You know what I mean? We got to get back to being men. We got to get back to picking up the phone. If we got a problem with a rapper or whoever the case may be, fuck that tweeting shit. Let's get back to picking up the phone or meeting face to face and handling things like men. But other than that, you know what I mean? Let's have fun with the music.
Yeah.
And let's have some respect for each other, man. But yeah, that's all I
That
gotta say,
is.
man. Peace to thank God it's Southern
Fucking
Vangard, man.
awesome,
You know what I
man.
mean? Thank y'all, bro. We gonna meet. I can't go to Atlanta yet. I'm like dealing with things out of Atlanta.
Nah,
but
the
if I
homie
get back, you
be
know
up
what I
in
mean?
DC all the time, and
Yeah.
then it's time for me to make a trip up there too. I ain't been to DC in a minute. I used to work for the British consulate. That was the last time I
Okay.
was up there, but I'm due. We gonna make that happen, man. We'll see you for sure.
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right. One more thing. Where can people go support you? Where can they put some money in your pocket?
Shoprecords.vip. That's online. That's a website. Shop Records. That's SHAAP Records.vip. And all my information is up there. My bio, who I am, my music. You know what I mean? Everything is right there.
That is. Y'all go support. Go support.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Big Lordy.
Peace.
Big Lordy.
Yes, sir.
Nasty. Man, it was a pleasure, brother. We'll talk to you soon, man. Stay up.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
Thank you,
right,
my man.
peace.
Peace. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
I'm a little speechless right now.
He got it.
I'm
That's
speechless
somebody
because
we're gonna have to watch out for.
because what he said at the end
Yeah.
is what needs to be said repeatedly every day.
Yeah, man.
To
He got it.
a lot of folks. I hope folks that heard that are really truly listening to that, because there's a real problem with a lot of y'all's attitudes out here.
He got it, man. I'm inspired, man. This motherfucker 26 talking like that.
Fix that shit, man.
He got some good people around him, brought
Get back
up
to
right.
being men.
Get back to being men. Fuck that sis and shit y'all on, man.
God damn.
That goddamn, I don't even. Ooh, I was about to say.
Oh,
some
I
shit.
know you
Let's
were.
let's get the fuck up out of here, man.
All right, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, you know what this is? This is that Smithsonian grade shit, is what it is.
Hey, maybe you'll catch it on the mix show, because I feel like talking some shit right now. Go ahead, homie. Do
Twice a
your
week
spiel.
mix, twice a week,
Southern
dog.
Vanguard
Southern
Radio,
Vanguard
man.
Radio.
Woo.
You know what it is. We
Man,
out.
if y'all don't
Peace.
get off that fugazi bullshit,
Hey.
peace, y'all.